Доколку сте спремни, ќе почнеме.
Shall we begin? Regarded representatives of the media, welcome to the joint press conference within the leadership meeting European Union and Western Balkans, Stability, Unity, Future in Skopje. Skopje is the center today of the Europe's and region's attention. This is a leadership meeting, which is a confirmation of our devotedness towards the European track and the role that North Macedonia possesses as constructive and proactive partner in a proactive cooperation and stability. Today, with us is Hristijan Mickoski, President of the Government of the Republic of North Macedonia, and Ms. Marta Kos, Commissary of Enlargement of EU. Now we have their statements. This will provide you the chance to set questions. I give the floor to the President of the Government, Hristijan Mickoski.
Сега се слушаме, нали?
Regarded Ms. Marta Kos, regarded journalists, friends, today we've gathered in Skopje not only as hosts but also as partners and conductors of a joint vision for the region that is not defined throughout the problems but through the opportunities. The visions of Western Balkans, which is approximating the EU, is not shown in words but in actions, results and integration that is felt in everyday's living. The fact that we are hosts of today's leadership meeting is a symbolic confirmation for our regional and European relevancy. This is not a coincidence. This is a result of the political capital that we invested in the stability reforms and in the constructive approach. This is a recognition of the role that the country plays in building bridges and solving problems. Today, we focused on making the plan for growth of EU for the Western Balkans, which is a historical chance for all of us. This is a mechanism that provides us not only access towards investments and funds, but also it's a motivating framework to improve the rule of law, efficiency of the institutions, and economic competition. For us, this is not a formality. It's a tool through which we will transform this country. We will modernize public services. We will improve education, invest in energy and digital infrastructure. We will create the homeland a true European country before even it enters EU. I would like to make things clear. Our steps towards European Union are open-hearted and clear-minded. We're accepting European values, but we're against everything that is covered by the mast of European process. It's as European Union is a home of the law. This is the values we accept. Dear Commissioner Marta Kos, but our state enters this summit clearly. Our reforms are not a decorum, they are a necessity. And we will not wait for anyone to push us forward. We will go by our own impetus with a clear head, clear plan and vision. We are delivering results not because someone is demanding that of us, but because our citizens deserve this. We will continue following the European values, not because this is imposed on us, but because this is our choice and we believe in it, our road and our determination. And this is why we are grateful for the support of the European Commission, but even further, we are resolved to conduct the reforms and to transform this country by investment, by working, by believing in our own strengths and with partnership. Thank you for your personal assistance and for the support of the EU. Thank you, Prime Minister. Now I will give the floor to the Commissioner for the Enlargement of the EU, Ms. Marta Kos.
Mr. Prime Minister,
Почитуване премиера, се уште постои предност, затоа што јас пораснав во поранешна држава од истиот ков, па немаше потреба да слушам превод, меѓутоа
Transformation for the reforms, which I agree, they are not only decoration, but they are a tool how to become a member of the EU. So thank you for this, and thank you for hosting this important meeting here in Skopje, and I'm happy to be here for the first time as Commissioner. Before I go to the growth plan, I know that your country is still recovering from a national tragedy and the terrible fire in Kočani. I would like to send my condolences to the families and the loved ones of the victims and to the many injured. Tragedies like Kočani remind us of what is the most important in life. And this is family, friends, communities, and this is people who are helping, and this is solidarity in the European Union and from the European Union towards our candidate countries. And I'm glad to know that so many other Europeans were by your side and helped in past month. And I'm happy that also we agreed that when I will come to a bilateral visit soon to North Macedonia, we will together visit the injured people in Kočani. Today we met here almost a year after for the growth plan leaders meeting to acknowledge the work done and agree on clear steps on how the growth plan will be further reinforced and how the EU accession will hence be accelerated. At the meeting, I passed a clear message, use this window of opportunity. The geopolitics has changed, and we are seeing a real commitment for enlargement in the capitals of the EU. And to build a strong Europe that takes control of its own future, we need all Europeans to work together, also with the countries from the Western Balkans. The growth plan brings tangible socio-economic benefits to citizens of North Macedonia and the other Western Balkans countries before accession, as also stated in the leaders' joint statement of today. Thus, it is your responsibility to implement it for the benefits of your citizens and businesses, and of course the European Union will help. The growth plan is also an essential part of, we call it, graduate or accelerated integration, where the Commission plans to integrate the region into the single market as well as in the EU's policies on defence, security and preparedness before membership of the EU. At the last Leaders' Summit, we talked about our plans. Now we have entered the implementation phase, so this Growth Plan Summit was for the first time about the implementation. We are proud to already show the first result. 75% of the agreed reforms, generally for all the countries, are either implemented or ongoing. However, 1/4 are still not there, and I encourage the leaders to intensify engagement on further implementation. And let me speak about the concrete results we can see. Take SEPA. It makes payments much easier, so it is about the European payment area. In simple terms, it means that a young entrepreneur, for instance, in Skopje or in Tirana, can receive payments from across Europe as easily as the businesses in Vienna or Madrid. 4 countries from the Western Balkans are on the way. Or take the green lines. We agreed on 11 priority crossing points, and I'm very happy to hear from the leaders that they are fully committed to taking this project forward. We will soon also use the EU's Galileo satellite to track lorries and understand the dynamics at the bottlenecks better. How long, for instance, are the lines? When do they form? Once the green lanes are fully implemented, they will cut border waiting times from 50 to 70%. And this makes a huge difference for businesses and the citizens. And this is why I called on leaders to make progress on this a priority, and they agreed. and more is coming within the framework of the single market highway, which we are now extending to the Western Balkans. What does it mean? We are working with you to identify European supply chains into which your companies will be able to integrate. For example, in pharmaceuticals, we will help you align with our standards so your businesses can be treated equal to those of the member states. And the projects under the Western Balkans investment framework will help you, the countries, build roads and train lines, and they will finance wind and solar parks, and they will help put in place the digital infrastructure to step up the competitiveness of your economies. We were also speaking about the better connections. Congratulations to you, dear Mr. Prime Minister, for the agreement with Bulgaria to work on the Corridor 8. This corridor is important not only for North Macedonia and Bulgaria, it's important for the whole region, it is important for the EU, and especially it is important because it will be an important part in the new Black Sea strategy we just adopted at the level of the European Commission, meaning that we will connect the European Union with a Central Asian state, and North Macedonia plays an important role in this. We were also talking about roaming. If we really will work hard, and I understand you leaders are willing to do this, meaning a lot of reforms, changing the legislative process, the legislation, we could have roaming for free for Western Balkan countries from January the 1st, 26. I have found out that we are both very competitive, dear Mr. Prime Minister, and I'm sure that North Macedonia will deliver. And this is huge. It means a lot if your people or people from the European Union will be able to communicate on the phone without additional charges. I think that we can achieve so much together, and together with my team and together with the European delegation here in Skopje. Thank you for all your support, Mr. Ambassador. I'm fully committed to supporting our partners in their endeavors, and it will be crucial that the leaders steer this process politically and also communicate publicly about our common success. Later this month, we will make the disbursements for the first reporting round of the reform agendas. The full amounts will follow once all the reforms are in place and fully implemented. The next reporting round will end in 2 weeks, so we will access those reports as quickly as possible so we can disperse more funding in autumn if conditions are fulfilled. And this is why it is such a good initiative by the leaders to hold these regular meetings, and I'm looking forward to the next leaders meeting in autumn. Mr. Edi Rama, Prime Minister of Albania, has offered to organize the next meeting there, and I'm looking forward to this. So thank you again, dear Mr. Prime Minister, for your warm hospitality in Skopje. I think this has been a good day to all of us. It was already yesterday with an excellent dinner you have organized for us. So thank you for you personally and North Macedonia contributing to better connectivity of all the countries from the Western Balkans. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Благодарност до двајцата говорници.
Now I will give the floor for questions from the audience. Please underline the source of the question. Lepa Jondova, TV24. I have a question to the Euro-Commissioner Kos. Euro-Commissioner, what are the warranties that you can deliver for the Macedonian government that Bulgaria will not block the process further? And do you believe that the statement of Željaskov was sufficient, providing oral guarantee? Is this sufficient for you, and what can you additionally offer? Thank you very much.
Our
objective is to open accession negotiations with North Macedonia on Cluster 1 fundamentals as soon as possible, meaning once North Macedonia has met the relevant criteria agreed by the Council, meaning it has implemented its commitment to complete the constitutional changes, and this is well known. On the side of the Commission, we continue to emphasize the importance of the constructive dialogue between North Macedonia and Bulgaria to build a spirit of mutual trust and understanding. And I think that it is very much important, and today's meeting is showing that it is an imperative to advance North Macedonia on its accession path, especially as some other countries are advancing in the region very good to finalize accession negotiations. We all recognize that this is not an easy part, but the window is open now for the enlargement, and we all should use this window of opportunity, and we all should contribute, not only the two countries, but also the European Union, to come to the way which will enable for North Macedonia to start as soon as possible. The best guarantee for this process is delivering.
Thank you very much. Други прашања? Повели?
Прашање за еврокомисарката.
There are different opinions coming from the European representatives visiting Macedonia, such as the President of the European Council, the High Representative Karls, even you yourself. You're saying that even if you want to open the chapters, we need to do the constitutional amendments. But Sofia says that this is not sufficient. They need to fulfill the protocols, especially the second one. And we have an issue with it because it consists bilateral issues that are not related to the reforms. Tell me your comment about Bulgarian amendments on the of Bulgaria regarding the report.
For the European Commission, the situation is clear. If North Macedonia will fulfill and change the constitution, which is not easy, I am completely aware of this, then we should start immediately within intergovernmental conference without any further political decisions and conditions. Regarding the second part of your question, EU membership is, in my opinion, the best way to protect the identity, culture, and language of Macedonians, because EU is built on diversity, and EU is taking care of all the member states in the sense that our identity is well preserved. I can speak out of my own experiences. Slovenia is also a small country with 2 million people, but since we are a member of the EU since 2004, Slovenian language is one of the 24 official languages of the EU. We have asked ourselves the same question in 2004, and since Moldova is also a candidate country and in my portfolio, we are helping in Moldova countering the Russian narrative which claims that they will lose their identity. Identity can never be, in my opinion, a question of political decisions. Identity is something we carry in our soul and in our hearts. Identity is how we feel about our own country. Identity is how we take care about our traditions, like monasteries here in North Macedonia, like Pogača, Tauče Gravče, Pinjor, ili polneti pipeti, ili punjene paprike, how we would say in Slovenia. It is how we look on the traditional dresses. It is what kind of relation we have to the elderly people in the country. It is what kind of relation we have to preserving our language. And this is somebody which nobody can take from Macedonians.
Повели Милка.
From Al Jazeera Balkans, and I have a question for you, Commissioner Kos. Bosnia and Herzegovina is not using available funds due to unfulfilled reforms. What should Bosnian leaders do to make progress in implementing reforms?
Thank you for this good question, because I have good news. And the good news are that on Friday we got a message from Bosnia and Herzegovina that the Council of the Ministers has adopted the reform agenda. So the first condition is that we have the reform agenda, and I expect that we will get official note from Sarajevo during the next days. When the Commission will adopt the reform, confirm the reform agenda, when they will then sign two agreements, loan and facility, then we can start work on this. I can't tell you how happy I am that after 1 year of working on this, Bosnia and Herzegovina has joined the other 5 countries. I can tell, congratulations, North Macedonia has been the first to present the reform agenda. So now we have all 6 countries from Western Balkans having this reform agenda. Timing is very important. Why? The money, the 6 billion we are using in the growth plan facility for all the Western Balkan country is there until the end of 27. And if we'll not use this, if the countries will not be able to absorb this, I will have to give this money back to the general budget of the European Union. I think there is much, much better way that the countries are delivering the reforms and that we will give the money rather to the candidate countries and not back to the European budget, even if I'm a part of the European Union taking care about this budget. But really, I want every last euro to be spent in the candidate countries.
Fatlume.
Благодарам, Фатлуме.
The question is to you, Mr. Prime Minister. 3 ministries are lagging behind with the key reforms from the reform agenda. What is your explanation to Madam Kos? I couldn't say that we are lagging behind with the key reforms. We are above the average as a state, as the Commissary Kos said, with the laws that are currently in pipelines of the Assembly. And very soon, even today, we will finalize everything and we will meet these obligations. Thank you. Channel 5, you may have the floor. Yes, Jana Josifovska, Channel 5. Thank you, Prime Minister. The question is to you. You mentioned the report on Republic of North Macedonia in the European Parliament. The next session is 8th of July. There were tensions, I could say, and hot reform or debate with the Bulgarians representatives. What do you plan? What is your offensive line regarding these amendments? And what is your comment on the criticism that the reporter has noted? Thank you very much. Regarding the tension, I can say that I expect all sorts of maneuvering. I wouldn't be surprised. I am a bit more careful when discussing the identity. Yes, it's true, we carry it in our hearts, deep inside of us, but I must admit that more than 3 decades we've lost our identity. We changed the flag, changed the name, changed the constitution a couple of times in a situation where there is no guarantee of the last identity drawback, I would be a bit more careful, because I'm following by the line, don't follow what they're saying, follow what they're doing. And what they've done and still continue doing, part of the Bulgarian representatives, has nothing to do with European values. In my view, my identity is not only the beautiful Macedonian cuisine, but also Goca Delchev, Shapkarev, Miladinovci, the Ilinden rising, Janez Landanski, Dame Gruev, etc., etc. Maybe they won't share my opinion, my Eastern colleagues, but these are people that constitute our Macedonian identity. Thank you very much. Thank you for the press conference.